Catch it, match it, stash it in the cabinet. Listen to the chorus while let Ivan scratch it. This is real hip hop, we aiming for a classic. And if we can't approach it, screw it, we'll attack it. Catch it, match it, stash it in the cabinet. Listen to the chorus while let Ivan. This is real hip hop, we aiming for a classic. And if we can't approach it, screw it, we'll attack it. What you know about classic music?
We're doing WWE War June 6, 2005, the first night of the 2005 WWE Draft. This episode has been delayed because it's just been a busy schedule. I know technically we've already had night 1 of the draft this year, but technically since night 2 is tonight, we can still do this retro because they're doing 2 nights of the draft. That's actually one of the benefits of WWE doing a 2-night draft, is it allows us to still do retros.
Yeah, pretty much. That was the beauty of that. So that's why we're doing it. Oh no! You died. Audio-wise, you died.
Of course.
Fuck. Owen, go out of the call, go back in, brother. This is nothing we can do.
Fucking Christ.
Fucking technology.
Why does this always happen to us?
It's fine. But yeah.
I can't hear you, Owen. Still can't hear you.
Owen, just
leave.
Yeah.
My God, just leave already.
All right, now turn the camera on. There we go. Hello.
Yeah, I couldn't hear anybody. So wait, did you guys hear me at all or no?
No, we didn't hear you. Yeah, you cut out completely. Okay, we're good now. But yeah, as you were saying, Owen.
So I have to do the whole intro all over again?
No. Just fucking go.
Okay.
Just go.
No, it was after the intro.
Yeah.
Okay,
fine.
But anyhow, Chris, how are you doing today?
Fucking miserable.
Goddamn.
Apparently.
Goddamn.
So.
Lots of shit happened in the last day and a half.
Yeah. Well, lots of shit happened just in the past few minutes. Like.
Yeah.
So.
Hopefully today will cheer me up.
But anyhow, I'm here with the other guy on the channel that does all my other stuff.
I'm here with the other guy. I'm here with that other guy. Yeah.
Sorry, James, you didn't get much of an intro because that technology put me in a bad mood on that one, so you didn't get much of an intro that time. But
it's okay.
What's going on, James? How you're just the other guy now, apparently.
Shitty. Technology sucks, and I hate it.
Yeah.
Fuck the technology. What were you saying, Chris?
Technology does suck.
It does. It sucks. Sucks a big pile of dicks and turds. Yes.
But yeah, so let's hope we can turn this retro around after a terrible start twice.
Fine.
But
hey, you know what the sad part is? It ain't even our worst start ever in the history of the channel, probably.
No, it's not.
No.
I did give myself a Charlie horse one time, so.
Yeah, right. As we're going live, Chris, did you ever see that retro? Did he ever tell you about that?
No, he didn't tell me.
Yeah. Okay. So we were doing Survivor Series. I think it was 03. Yeah. And Owen, right when I go onto the live screen with him, gave himself not one, but 2 Charlie horses because he was sitting all fucked up in his bed. So he gave himself 2 Charlie horses and started looking like he was in agony. And I'm fucking over here laughing. I'm like, how do you manage this?
I had to get up and walk it off too. It was that bad. Like,
you're a fucking disaster.
Yeah, it was pretty.
And I couldn't do much. I couldn't do much walking because I had my headphones in. It was bad. Like, it was really bad.
It was really bad. He was in a bad state. Bad state.
Before we start the retro properly, though, Zero Channel Zero It's Me leaves a few comments. He actually left 3 comments. James, he wants to know if you got his DM.
I just DM'd you, brother. I got you.
Okay. And then he says you love to see it. I don't know what he was talking about there.
He's obviously talking about the fucking technology issue. And then he also said Owen Charlie Horses is his version of tearing quad.
It was that bad, yeah.
Yeah, Vince tears quads. Owen gets Charlie Horses.
Vince and Shane tears
quads. Vince and Shane, too.
Yeah, true. Oh my god!
The family.
I saw a fucking meme online of a Shane McMahon wallet. So somebody got a Shane McMahon wallet, right? You think it's innocent enough? You go to the next image. It says, fucking, yeah, Terrier quad, not your financials or something like that. I'm like, holy shit, fuck off. That's ridiculous.
Hey, if he tears his financials though, they might act like he might act like they don't have to pay him though, because when he tore his quad, they acted like he wasn't even there though. So
yeah, exactly.
But anyhow, let's talk about today's retro because we have to finish this before midnight because then we can't do the retro anymore. So
fuck.
But yeah, let's start.
2:07 in the afternoon. If we're not done by midnight, it's an issue.
Oh my god! Yeah, I didn't think it was gonna go 8 hours, but it very well might, guys. I don't know. Yeah.
But today, Chris picked this retro, so
yes, he did.
Chris, is there a reason you picked this retro? Do you want to talk about it now? Do you want to wait till we get to that segment? Is there a reason?
Well, because it's the first thing that happens on the fucking show. I'll say it right now.
Yeah.
The reason why I picked this retro is pretty obvious. In 2005, I was watching this shit live in 2005, and it was because John fucking Cena was drafted to Raw. Now, I don't know how old it was, probably 8, 9 years old, maybe 10, was the biggest John Cena mark of all time.
Mm-hmm.
I have, in my room, the fucking foam plastic spinner belt that I got when I was in, 2005. When they made the fucking... it's 2005. It says on the back. I have it because of John. Because I was fucking obsessed with him when I was in 2005. And on top of it, I went to the South Shore Music Circus in Cohasset, Massachusetts that year. And it just so happens that John was drafted that night. I had no idea because I barely even used the internet back then. Mm-hmm. So I didn't know that there was no spoilers for me. It was great. It was awesome.
Before we get there...
As soon as he came out, I fucking marked out because I was a huge John Cena mark.
There you go.
Before we break it down too much,
actually. There you go.
It's still low. But before we break down the start of the show, I'm obviously going to let you talk about the segment itself since that's your thing. Let's kind of talk about what the state of the company was, obviously, at this time, and just the state of professional wrestling. Obviously, WWE was actually starting to do fairly well again. I guess they were never really doing bad, but 2004 was just kind of a weird year for WWE because, regardless of how you feel about it, SmackDown dipped in quality during the JBL title run. A lot of people blame the title one, which it was a reason, but it was also because Paul Heyman was pretty much phased out of being the head writer.
Obviously was no longer in creative, which means... Nobody gave a shit about the Cruiserweight division, which was the thing that made that fucking brand and kept that thing glued.
Yeah. And then
it was what it was.
They didn't have on Raw.
They didn't have Matt Morgan or Nathan Jones or Luther Reigns anymore.
But yeah, they didn't have
he didn't have bees before.
But yeah, on Raw they didn't Triple H was still, obviously, by this point, it was pretty much, obviously, slowly going away. But Triple H was still at the top of the card, burying everybody. That's obviously going to change fairly soon, but we're still not out of the weeds yet. But WWE, as we talked about before, James and I did a whole thing talk about it at New Year's Revolution 2006. And Chris and I talked about it a bit in New Year's Revolution 2005 retro, so we won't spend too much time talking about it. They pretty much lost all of the big stars that they made in Stone Cold Steve Austin and The Rock because They pretty much retired from the business. The Rock went to Hollywood, and Austin was obviously really couldn't wrestle anymore because he wasn't in ring shape really anymore, and his neck was messed up.
It was
They
messed up would be an understatement.
They were gonna build the company around Brock Lesnar, but Brock Lesnar left, so they pretty much had to make a new person in the company. And Brock Lesnar left in 2004, and John Cena and Batista weren't exactly ready at the time to take that. They probably could have taken the position, but they weren't really ready for it. And the person that I think that was going to take that position,
I argue that Batista probably was. Actually, probably both of them.
No, because he was still. I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah,
about
maybe Batista was more green. I think Cena was ready. The issue was they 5 moves of doomed his ass, which I still think is. Yeah. Why did you do that to him? Like, because everybody thinks the guy can't fucking wrestle. Like, I don't know what. It's like they got fucking Mandela'd, and they don't remember what the fuck his first match he had with Kurt Angle, where he busted out fisherman suplexes and shit.
Yeah, it was crazy.
A bunch of different cool roll-ups. Which,
but yeah, so
granted, I mean, he's not roll-up boy here anymore, but like, still, you know, like, I'm not saying he had to be, but it's like he could fucking wrestle. It's just they Hogan'd him. It's the best way I could put it. They Hogan'd Cena. They did that with every top star though. Like everybody that was at the tip top is like, you can't wrestle like as good as you used to because we got to protect the investment. Like that was the Vince motto back then.
Weird. Which is weird because it's not even like he was just at WrestleMania recently and he did more stuff even though he's meant to be this big actor now. Than he did when he was on the uprise in the company. It's just weird. But anyhow, they tried to make Randy Orton the guy, and it worked for a bit. You know, he turned babyface at SummerSlam. He won the belt, but then Triple H buried him pretty much, and then that all ended.
Yeah.
And the Randy Orton babyface. I mean, he wasn't ready to be a babyface anyways. It didn't really suit him anyways.
No.
But the fact that Triple H buried him didn't help his cause at all anyways. Like, whether he was a good babyface or not, Triple H buried him so bad that they had to turn him back heel and
sent him to SmackDown to feud with Taker, yeah.
I think he was actually sent to SmackDown during this draft, actually. So.
Yeah, like, if he didn't go to SmackDown, like, his career would have fucking plummeted. And it was honestly the best thing to happen for Orton because then he could go back to his Legend Killer gimmick at that point.
Yeah.
Him and Taker was, like, fucking great, you know? Like, that's such a underrated feud.
Yeah. But then WrestleMania 21 took place. We've all at one point done a retro on it. Chris and I did it back in 2019, and John and James just did it recently, right before WrestleMania this year. So if you want to check out 2 different takes on it, just go watch the retro. It's in the playlist, so you can just go watch it there.
Yeah.
They finally made their guys. They put the 2 world titles on John Cena and Batista. Batista, the World Heavyweight Championship, and John Cena, the WWE Championship. And they were both the top guys up until 2010 for Batista anyways. And then John Cena became the top guy until would you say like 2015 pretty much was kind of like, I mean, he was still the top guy, but he was kind of, slowly being phased out of the company. So it's
they, I mean, 15, 16, maybe 17.
Yeah, something about that time, yeah.
So then they, obviously, other things in the industry were going on. TNA was really starting to catch traction this year. Now, James, we're going to do this retro soon, but you could correct me if I'm wrong. Did the triple threat match with AJ Styles, Christopher Daniels, and Samoa Joe, was that about to happen? Did it just happen?
I think it was soon to happen. Yeah, it was pretty close to happening around this time. It would have been 05. So
I wasn't sure. I wasn't sure if it was like June. So, but TNA was doing well for themselves. They were really being a very alternative product to the WWE. They were doing things that the WWE weren't necessarily doing. ROH, the same thing. You were seeing a lot of guys rise up in ROH, like, the Bryan Danielsons and the CM Punks of the world. CM Punk, I believe, if you could correct me if I'm wrong, this was his last year in ROH, which was like the most.
Yeah, last full year was happening. Yeah, CM Punk. Bunch of shit was going on in Ring of Honor. Yeah, like tons.
New Japan. I don't know. I wasn't obviously being talked about it, but it was still a company. It was a thing. It wasn't the big company that it was, but it was there.
It was also very Enochiismed up the ass.
So yeah,
So.
but wrestling was doing fairly well at this time. WWE obviously was still kind of riding the highs of WrestleMania, and they just started the draft. They had just announced that ECW was coming back as like a reunion show. The One Night Stand was announced, so everyone was really excited about that. That kind of brought in all of the old fans from ECW in to watch the WWE programming for a bit.
I'm glad you brought that up. Am I the only one that was fucking Mandela'd? Because like I don't know why I thought these happened in different shows. I thought we got a semi-draft show, and it wasn't, and ECW wasn't the main story on this show. I thought it was the week after this. Am I like the only one that didn't that got Mandela'd on that fact, or is it just me?
So I wasn't watching at the time, so I'll let Chris answer. But to give you my answer, I knew this invasion had obviously happened. I just thought it was a little. I didn't realize One Night Stand was like this soon. I thought it was within like another week or two.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I thought too.
What about you, Chris? Was your timeline all screwed up, or did you?
Yeah, my timelines are all fucking screwed up.
Yeah,
because like even like watching wrestling from like all these years, from like 2005 to like when I started rewatching old Raws and SmackDowns from like 96, I'm like, oh fuck, this happened then. I thought it happened then. Like all my timelines are messed up. So I totally thought that this ECW thing happened on the same fucking show as Cena debuting on Raw.
Yeah. Like, I did not remember that at all. Like I was like, holy shit.
I thought this was like weeks later.
Yeah, but I did too. I was like, dude, this is weird. This is really weird. Like I'm okay with it, obviously.
Yeah,
like I wasn't against it, but it was just like, huh?
I thought this was more of like, I thought this was more not necessarily a draft show. I thought it was more like the Superstar Shakeup show, just like because let's start talking about the show and then you'll see what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
This show took place in St. Louis, Missouri. The attendance looked pretty packed. Some of it, because usually draft shows draw really well when it comes to wrestling because you never know who's going to show up and stuff.
But too, WWE was like still like selling up buildings like crazy at this point in time.
Yeah,
it was the ruthless aggression era.
They had heard too. It had been reported all day that ECW guys were going to show up, so a lot of people, I think, probably were extra excited. Even though you guys can correct me if I'm wrong. Was ECW a big market really in St. Louis? Because that does kind of seems odd that they would show up in.
I think it was
St.
a
Louis.
big market everywhere after the rise and fall of ECW came out. Like, it was a big selling DVD.
Not one place, Atlanta, Georgia, because that's why that was one of the reasons December 06 didn't draw. So,
was that where fucking?
That's where the
December to Dismember happened.
Yeah, was it? Because that was one of the biggest reasons the show. I mean, there's other reasons, but that was like one of the main reasons the show didn't sell out. But we're not here to talk about that right now.
Yeah.
But so the show looked relatively packed. The commentary team for the show was Jerry the King Lawler and Jim Ross. They were typically the commentary team always on Raw up until 08, pretty much. We've done career retrospectives millions of times on these guys. I guess the only thing we could say new about Jerry the King Lawler is because I don't think we've really done a retro since then. Even though he's still recovering from his stroke and stuff, he looks very well. He just recently showed up at the Hall of Fame like a month ago.
Via video screen, yeah. I think he's still got slight complications that he's going into surgery for, but other than that, he should be good to go.
He's good to go, yeah. And then Jim Ross, we've done many a times.
Hey, and we've done what I'm doing now, son. I'm doing the Conrad Show, and I'm on AEW, and I hate Chuck Taylor. Fuck Chuck Taylor.
And then
he hates everyone on that show.
But yeah,
I think he hates Chuck the most. Maybe that's just my thing. I don't think like he hates everybody on the show like a lot of people think. I think they just think that he hates him because he's not as enthusiastic because he's been doing this shit for like a long time.
Yeah,
that's 4 years probably.
Yeah, but like, I like to think in my head that he just can't stand Chuck Taylor because it's funny to me.
Yeah. But anyhow,
or he's talking about, fucking somebody, having some somebody sucking his dick, having mistletoe under his buckle during Christmas. That's a thing.
Yeah, that's a thing.
Horn Dog Jim Ross on Twitter is both frightening and hilarious at the same time.
He's horned up.
But anyhow, so you're going through the draft. So how they did the draft in 05. Obviously, the shows were GM'd. Raw was GM'd by Eric Bischoff, and SmackDown was GM'd by Teddy Long. Yeah. And they did the draft kind of basically an extended version of the Superstar Shakeup, when one guy would switch over each week. Obviously, the big name that happens on Raw is obviously Chris just talked about. I didn't realize there was just one pick per episode. I'm pretty sure that changes, because I remember when you go back and watch clips on YouTube, there's several people that just kind of transfer over. They definitely didn't stick to that rule.
Yeah, they were just like, we can't do this for fucking 10 weeks because we got shit to book.
Yeah.
We gotta set this in stone soon before SummerSlam.
But the way they did the draft was pretty cool, though, where they did it. It was about a month, I think, a draft, because I remember the last draft pick is obviously, I'll talk about that one later, but I remember the last draft pick is like, it goes up, I think, till like this show until like maybe like right before, like 2 weeks maybe before like the Great American Bash, I think. So it was about a month, which was pretty cool because it made people want to watch both shows. You didn't necessarily know who was going to show up. So it was essentially an extended version of the Superstar Shakeup.
That is true. Zero in the comments says, I just forgot today is Monday and the draft is still going on.
That's why this retro can still happen.
Exactly. So. And then he said, I have a mistletoe on my buckle, quoting Jay.
Oh, no. Yeah. Then we had the intro, which was the old school WWE intro, which was global. It's the same one that James and I talked about when we did the Draft 02 retro. It's the same intro. Then Eric Bischoff is backstage, and he's all excited about the draft. The first superstar he picked in the draft, he says that it's going to change the game of Monday Night Raw. This promo is good. I think the thing that ruins this promo is nowadays WWE says this all the time, that anytime you watch it back then, it just ruins your enjoyment of it.
Yeah, but back then, it like actually had some credence.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, you watch so much WWE nowadays where they tell you, we're going to shake the foundation.
Just get numb to it. Yeah, number one super big draft pick. By the way, last year, during their draft, right, number one draft pick, they hyped up for this. You would probably have groaned here, because last year, number one draft pick for SmackDown, even though it wasn't Raw, was Rene Dupree.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah, French fan. Woo!
But continuing, though, the segment isn't over yet, though. Jonathan Coachman comes up to Eric Bischoff, and he's like out of breath. He rushed to get over to him. Like he was like running backstage, I think, trying to find Eric Bischoff. Because I guess he went to his office and he was trying to look all around. And he tells Eric Bischoff that Paul Heyman is here and he's bringing ECW with him. And Eric Bischoff isn't too worried about it because he knows that Paul Heyman lies. And he wants to just focus on the draft pick. I did like that he was nonchalantly just
he lies when he doesn't have a budget. We've been over this.
Yeah.
But when he has a budget, he don't lie. Well, kind of. Still, mostly.
But I like this backstage segment here. It hyped you up to want to stick around, and it obviously put over the ECW storyline.
Nah, maybe you want to leave.
But yeah, James, what did you think of this segment with Eric Bischoff? Like, yeah,
I like this segment. We'll get to it later, but I can't wait to actually see these two together on screen, because anytime Heyman and Bischoff were on screen together, they always had great chemistry on camera. But yeah, good shit. Good shit. I'm looking forward that the ECW shit is happening on this fucking show. I didn't
realize. This is when I realized it. Yeah, I didn't even know it was like the last thing too, because I didn't even know the pay-per-view was happening until they advertised it later. So, Chris, what did you think of Eric Bischoff hyping up his big draft pick and them hyping up the ECW segment?
I liked it. It put ECW over big time.
Yes, it did.
Yeah, it did. It was a good segment.
And then it shows the intro and the theme song to Raw, which might be my favorite theme song of Raw, just because.
The dogs, my generation.
Yeah,
They should
was
have split
until-
it from now on. The James just did.
Yeah, it
They should
wasn't.
get the James version on there instead.
But yeah,
I guess the drugs and the drugs.
But yeah, my favorite theme song probably that Raw ever produced, just because it really fit the tone of Raw, and it just really worked. The way they made it fit into the show, and the intro is really cool. Obviously, I think this would be one of the last years they have this intro. They would change it later on, because obviously the rights deal obviously ends and all that type of stuff. They would still get a good one, obviously, To Be Loved by Papa Roach. It's just not as good as this one. That might be like my second favorite.
It's one of those things where, okay, so my top 3 Raw themes are not what a lot of people would think. Like, obviously, it's this one, it's Raw's War, obviously, and it's fucking, believe it or not, Burn It to the Ground. I can't stand the classic one at all. Classic one is just very
generic.
Very generic, and also very the fuck. Like, it's just very. It's just like, let's add a drum beat and then just have one guitar riff the whole time and have a weird ass.
The other one I like is
and a saxophone. Can't forget about the saxophone and siren. That's the thing too.
The only one I would take off. So, Chris, now that everything is working properly, take us through the thing you've been waiting to talk about all day. Take us through the highlight reel.
Okay, so
first draft bit.
Okay, so the show starts off with the highlight reel, and Chris Jericho gets the intro, and he comes out to the ring, and he announces, the first person drafted to Raw, the first pick overall in the draft is nobody. Absolutely nobody. Nobody comes out. And he says, come on down. And then John comes out. So John Cena comes out, and he's the first pick. Fucking crowd goes crazy. Jim Ross goes nuts.
Mm-hmm.
It was crazy. It
was
a crazy thing. Because he had just won the WWE Championship at WrestleMania 21.
You just defended it at Judgment Day.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. And now, with John being on the show, they had both the World Heavyweight and WWE Championships on the same exact show, and SmackDown didn't have a main title.
Which is such a weird period.
That Judgment or Vengeance, one of the two. I forget what it was. Between Triple H and Batista, and Triple H, by the way, I will say this: full on "Let Me Kill Mr." look at this point.
Yeah, just full on handlebar mustache and shit. Yeah.
Yeah, but going through. But yeah, this was cool because other than I think a match on Heat where he was the prototype. Like, this was legit John Cena's first appearance ever on Raw. It was huge because he had always been on SmackDown. He had always been a SmackDown guy. I don't think he ever did really anything on Raw, really.
He didn't do anything.
Cool. Yeah. And he was made a big star. And yeah, before we actually talk about it, I think it's huge too because the WWE Championship was on Raw. I think it's the first time in the draft where a title switched over from one brand to another, which was huge. It showed that truly anybody could be drafted, so that was really cool. But yeah, take us through the actual segment, bit by bit, about what happens in the segment.
So they come out. So John's in the ring, and with Chris Jericho, and they go back and forth about who's the bigger artist. Because Chris Jericho's band Fozzy is going to be performing live. Was performing live that week or whatever the fuck it was, or the night before, across the pond, as he called it. So if you want some, come get some, is what John says, and then out comes Christian to come out to interrupt with Tyson Tomko. They have a little back and forth, and because for weeks prior, Christian had been dominating, like John in the back and forth. He had been calling him out for weeks and weeks and weeks, and they basically just went back and forth again, and then Cena fucking just obliterated him and did the "you can't see me" with his fucking middle finger, which I was absolutely shocked that happened.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can't hear you, James.
I'm leaving a message. I'm leaving a message for my dad. Continue. Carry on.
Okay. I was like, wait a minute, like you were talking, like I didn't.
Yeah, I was talking to my. I'm leaving a message.
Okay. But yeah, they're going like back and forth, and John does the I get a 5-second pose, and he does the fingers down, and then he hits him with the middle finger. The middle finger. You can't see me, which was hilarious, awesome. By the way. So that pisses off Christian, and they start fucking brawling, and then he beats the crap out of Christian, and then beats the crap out of Tomko, and then Jericho throws him back in and hits him with the FU. John rips off his Virginia Squires jersey, and it's the end of the segment. It was fucking great.
The segment was absolute top tier. It was absolutely fantastic. Everything they set up here, John Cena was still over because he was still white hot. He was still doing his thugonomics thing.
Although he was transitioning at it at this point.
Yeah, but he was still very much thugonomics here, though.
Because he said in St. Louis, I'm gonna say it how it is in St. Louis, the champ is her.
Yeah, so
the champ is her.
I think,
but yeah,
the king was like her.
Yeah. But yeah, this was a very good segment. Really good way to bring John Cena over from SmackDown to Raw. There was a thing that was kind of like a tease in this segment that you don't really notice is Jericho acts a little bit like a heel here because
he's about to go on the heel run. Yeah,
he turns the next week.
They announced the
match for next week. It's Jericho and Cena versus Tomko and Christian, and Jericho turns on him the following week.
Yeah, so this was a very good segment. I won't spend too much time talking about it. First, James, what did you think of this segment? Just contained in itself and all that type of stuff.
I thought it was great. Honestly, I thought it's one of the best segments on Raw. Period. This is really big at the time. It's still very significant now. And I thought that it really set up their triple threat match that was coming up quite fucking nicely. So
and then so that segment was still very good. This is probably one of the best it might be like top 2 draft picks that's ever happened in the draft. The only one that probably tops it is probably maybe The Rock going to SmackDown, the very first draft pick, which is funny.
Well, the thing about that was that didn't last long.
But it's still good, you know.
But very good. Very good.
But we're not gonna spend too much time talking about it, but James and I discussed it in the New Year's Revolution 06 retro because that's where it's more talked about. This, in a sense, they still made a star out of this and stuff, but this, in a sense, still kind of backfired, sending Cena over to Raw, just because maybe he still would have gotten booed on SmackDown, but he ended up wrestling all the guys that everybody liked, like even though Kurt Angle was already on SmackDown, but like the Kurt Angles, the Christians, the Chris Jerichos, and the Shawn Michaels of the world. He was basically in with all the people that everybody liked, type of thing. Obviously because
it was bad,
and then he stopped doing the thugonomics stuff like slowly and everything like that.
Leto too.
Yeah, so
he did. It saved him from getting fired, and I'm watching that right now as a watch through of from the beginning of SmackDown onward.
Yeah,
I'm Thugonomics Cena right now, and he just did a rap battle with Rikishi in the last episode that I saw.
But yeah, very good segment here. Really good way to win one of your big stars. This is the only draft pick that happens, but it makes sense considering the fact that it was a pretty damn big draft pick. As for career retrospectives, we've done everybody here. You can watch Survivor Series. You can watch SummerSlam 2012 retro for John Cena. You can watch New Year's Revolution 05 for Tyson Tomko, and you can watch one of the 2000 retros for Chris Jericho and Christian. Continuing with the show, they showed an advertisement for the 2005 Diva Search. They were advertising that. It had been going on for a little bit. We won't do like a career retrospective on that since it doesn't actually happen on this show. The theme song they used for it was the Vengeance 2005 theme song, which was pretty funny.
They didn't even mention it one time.
Yeah,
like, the song they put the song up there like what it was like by Radiohead, I think it was.
Yeah,
and, like they didn't even mention like who it was by or what the song was.
Yeah, they just said it was like the song. Yeah, it was weird. Then we had the first match on the show. This is a very promo heavy show, by the way. Not a lot of wrestling, but going through it, we had the Intercontinental Championship match. It was a 2-on-1 handicap match for the belt. It was Shelton Benjamin defending the belt against Muhammad Hassan and Daivari. Reason for this match was Muhammad Hassan and Daivari had gotten the shit kicked out of him by Batista the week before, and they threatened a lawsuit against Raw. Muhammad Hassan was threatening to sue Eric Bischoff and everything like that. So that basically led to this match being made where it was a 2-on-1 handicap match. Yeah, good match here. Shelton Benjamin dominates early. Eventually the heels take over. Muhammad Hassan hits a flatliner onto him, and he covers Shelton Benjamin. He gets his foot on the rope, but the ref still counts 3 because he doesn't see it. And the ref calls it off, reverses the decision, restarts the match. The match continues. They dominate Shelton Benjamin for a very long time. He gets a little bit of offense in. He does a Samoan drop to Muhammad, but Daivari cuts him off. They both throw him shoulder first into the post. Eventually, Shelton Benjamin starts him on a comeback. He basically isolates Daivari for making a tag to Muhammad Hassan really the rest of the match. Then eventually he hits a T-bone suplex onto Daivari and gets the win and retains the Intercontinental Championship. And Muhammad Hassan isn't happy about this because he felt like he was robbed of the title. I thought this was a good match here. I like the way it was structured. I gave it 3 stars. I thought everybody worked well, and they obviously, at this time anyways, had big plans for Muhammad Hassan, and I thought they protected him pretty well in defeat. I don't obviously love the titles being defended in like a handicap match and stuff, but I thought they made the best out of the situation. What did you think of this, Chris?
I thought it was really just like it was a solid match. Like they protected Muhammad Hassan, but like defending it like in a handicap match, like I didn't think anything of it. But yeah, like it was a decent match. Shelton won, which was I think that's the right call. Protecting Hassan, definitely.
Yeah, I give the match.
By the way,
The
Italian Muhammad Hassan.
You could definitely tell he's Italian here, like more so than anywhere else. I give the match 3 stars. What would you give it as like a star rating?
I give it like 3 stars. It's still a solid match.
Yeah. When James is done doing what he's doing, he can give his thoughts on the match and everything like that, but he's not done. We've done career retrospectives before and all these guys. I think you can watch New Year's Revolution 2005 for that because they all show up on that show. And
most of these people that show we've done already.
Yeah. Then it shows an ad for ECW One Night Stand 2005, and this is when I realized I didn't even realize it was coming up. This was the Go Home Raw pretty much before ECW One Night Stand 2005, so I didn't even know about that. It shows like a really good commercial for it. Then Tajiri's backstage, and William Regal comes up and he starts trashing ECW, thinks that it's just garbage wrestling, and he wants to know what side Tajiri's on. And Chris Benoit comes up to him and tells him that he's a big defender of ECW because a lot of the people that you see in the wrestling business got their opportunities because of ECW. And Chris Benoit, talks about how he's one of those people. And Chris Benoit, too, had been a big defender of ECW. He had been wrestling the ECW rules style matches throughout the past few weeks and been getting beat down for it by Eric Bischoff and stuff. which made sense considering the fact that he was like an ECW original. Even though he wasn't really doing like the ECW rules stuff when he was in ECW, it still worked. And William Regal then tells Tajiri that he's going to be part of Eric Bischoff's crusade that's going to basically cancel the pay-per-view. And he wants to know what side Tajiri's on. And Tajiri chants ECW. And he does like a big ECW chant. Camera pans to him backstage, and then it shows the crowd chanting ECW. And I thought Tajiri was really good here. It does kind of piss you off because then you see how Tajiri's used at One Night Stand the following Sunday, and you see how it is here. It's just night and day difference. But I thought he played his role fairly well. But yeah, what did you? I liked this segment backstage. I thought it set up the, it advertised the ECW show really well. What did you think of this, Chris?
I liked it. I thought it advertised the ECW show very well. The fact that Benoit was a big proponent of ECW, and the fact that Tajiri chose ECW over WWE, which wasn't surprising in any way, shape, or form.
Well, considering the fact that he's kind of been used like absolute dog shit.
Yeah, well. But I liked it. I think it was cool too. I think this was cool too because Regal. I know Regal and Tajiri were teaming at this time. We didn't really mention that either. They were like starting their tag team. Even though Regal, I think, was always a babyface, I think they had him play heel here.
And it wasn't like
he had been a babyface at this.
It wasn't even that he was heel. He was just very. In this segment, he was very, he didn't understand it. He didn't get it, and he wanted to try. He wanted to see it from his perspective. But he just couldn't understand the barbaricness of that fucking show.
Yeah, definitely.
Which I really liked how they sold that. I thought it was cool that he wasn't like all in all fucking heel in there. Also, you said you wanted me to give thoughts on the match.
So we'll go back through it. Yeah, the only real thing you have to give your thoughts on that's like worth talking about probably is because everything else is just ads and stuff. The Intercontinental title 2-on-1 handicap match. I think that's the only thing you really need that you missed.
That was
Hassan and Daivari versus Shelton Benjamin in the handicap match.
Is I. It was good.
What would you give it as like a star rating out of 5 stars?
2.5. I mean, can't really give any much than that. Well, there you go.
Next, Eric Bischoff and Jonathan Coachman are backstage. And, Jonathan Coachman, this is when the fans are still chanting for ECW. Upset that the fans are chanting ECW. I don't know how he hears them, but he does. And Eric Bischoff just isn't worried about it. He really still kind of downplays Paul Heyman, saying that no one's going to show up with them. He's just lying type of thing. And he looks forward to talking to his first draft pick as somebody knocks on the locker room door. And it ends up being Muhammad Hassan and Daivari. And Muhammad Hassan is upset because he felt like he was being the company was being prejudiced to him because the referee robbed him out of the Intercontinental Championship. And Eric Bischoff tries to see his point of view, but he also doesn't like the fact that he's suing him. And he says to handle this, not even him, not even Vince McMahon, a big superstar is going to come and basically represent the board of directors and listen to his grievances. And that person ends up being Stone Cold Steve Austin, which got a huge pop, obviously, because they like seeing Stone Cold Steve Austin. And this segment is really funny because everything that Muhammad Hassan says, he says in English, and everything that Daivari says, he says in Arab. So that's really funny.
Long and short of it is because the guy playing Muhammad Hassan was actually fucking Italian.
Yeah,
he was the Italian. He was the Italian fake Iranian.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, dude.
Like,
why didn't they just?
That was so bizarre.
Why didn't they just give the gimmick to Daivari?
Yeah,
I know.
Like, I don't get why you had to give it to Mark.
Especially
don't get it.
Especially, too, if you consider the fact that he actually does this gimmick later on in TNA and does really well with this gimmick in the X Division.
Oh, you mean when he had when he had a fucking plane crash? This is goddamn fucking theme song. Jesus Christ, man.
But yeah, I liked this. It obviously set up a big segment for next week. I don't know how that segment turns out, but I'm just going to imagine that it leads to Stone Cold Steve Austin probably stunning Daivari.
Well, it
He's
does
probably
it for a second.
huh? Yeah.
It does it for a second.
But I imagine it was pretty entertaining. Again, they were trying to really groom Muhammad Hassan for the main event scene because they really wanted to do something big with him. But obviously, as Chris and I talked about in the New Year's Revolution 05 retro, that doesn't end up really working out. So,
no, it does not.
Next, we had a WWE Rewind where it shows I believe the big thing that that like advertised it too. That was the big sponsor for it. I remember one was like the not the rim pots, but it was like a version of the rim pots. I remember there was something crazy that advertised it, but I think it was the video. Oh, it was WrestleMania 21, the video game. That's what was the sponsor for it.
Yeah, that game sucked.
Yeah. Did you ever own that game, James? I did play it, but I didn't really like it, so I kind of moved on from it.
Which one?
WrestleMania 21, the video game.
That sucked. God,
okay, yeah.
It was one of
great graphics, horrific engine.
Dude, the engine is like one of the worst fucking wrestling engines ever of all time. Like, it was garbage. Like, this was a far cry from like the Day of Reckoning engine, pretty much, or the engine that they would perfect from WrestleMania 19 onwards.
Everything's so stiff in the game too.
Dude, it's so bad. It's so bad. Here Comes the Pain and Day of Reckoning 2, or whatever the fucking SmackDown game was at that time. This was nuts.
I remember one time, this is how bad the engine is. I know you could say, well, why would you do this? I had two computers face each other just to kind of see who would win. And eventually, I don't know if you guys ever tried this. What ends up happening is they both go in and out of the rim. Like, it's happened for a while. That's how bad the engine is.
Yeah, fucking bad.
But yeah, the
only one that's worse than that is probably the TNA Impact engine, because as promising as that was, and they had good collision, dude.
Game is a mess.
It's a mess. It's
I loved it at the time, but that game is a mess.
Yeah.
But yeah, continuing with the thing that they showed the rewind for was Chris Masters, who was fairly new to the company at the time, was started his Master Lock Challenge, and Val Venus had an opportunity to do the Master Lock Challenge, and obviously Chris Masters, he ended up losing the Master Lock Challenge because Chris Masters cheated to give a cheap shot to him when he was about to break the hold. So, really getting over the Master Lock Challenge. In the match, they end up having a match with each other, which I don't have to say why it happened, because that's what the rewind was for. Chris Masters, obviously, like I said, was fairly new to the company. He had this big grand entrance that he would do, which I think James and I talked about in the New Year's Revolution 06 retro. And during the entrance, Val Venus attacks him. And this was kind of like a weird version of Val Venus's career because he's like a mix.
He's Val Venus in gimmick, but he's also still just regular dude. And he's bald, and he's weird, and he's not Attitude Era Venus. And he's just...
I think, and also he can't really, the gimmick's dubbed down because obviously it's not the Attitude Era anymore. You can't get away with with how much.
Hey, he wasn't like a porn star anymore.
Yeah, but he had the fucking porn star music.
Exactly, it's the gimmick is
so it's still
it's a porn star
same. It was so weird because like he has, it's just weird, man.
Yeah, but going through the match. Val Venus attacks Masters before the match starts. He beats the crap out of him. He throws him headfirst into the post, and they get into the ring. They really go at it with each other, and basically the whole match is Val Venus just dominating Chris Masters. Anytime Masters tried to get a move in, Val Venus would come right back. But they did some nice stuff in the match. He hits a sit-out powerbomb, which was cool. He throws him into the barricade, throws him again into the post. He bounces him headfirst off the steps. Masters hits this really stiff kick onto Val Venus when he's coming into the ring. I thought knocked Val Venus out. I thought he was legitimately knocked out there. He hits a really cool.
Probably was.
Yeah, he hits a really He hits a really cool back suplex. Eventually, Val Venus starts punching him in the corner, and Masters. I think he was meant to push him off, but instead he falls like face first into the turnbuckle. And he doesn't even hit the turnbuckle. He hits like face first into the ring canvas. At that point, he's knocked out. And I don't know if that one was legit or not, but who knows? And he gets locked into the master lock. The ref puts his hand up. He ends up passing out. I gave this like 2.5 stars. I thought it did the job it needed to do. It got Chris Masters over the way it should have. I did kind of like that he got dominated, but it just takes him locking you into the master lock, and you could just be done by it there. I will say I don't love the way he does the master lock. I obviously like other people's versions of it better, but because no one else was really doing that move back then, it obviously was unique at the time. They clearly had big plans for Chris Masters, but obviously Vince kind of lost interest in him, and obviously because the Benoit trial
scandal, part 2, Electric Boogaloo.
Yeah, but yeah, I give the match 2.5 stars. I thought it was decent. It did the job it needed to do. What did you think, James?
Pretty much 2.5. It's a very segment show. It's very much wrestling ain't the important thing. It's all about the segments. It was good for what it was. I still think to this day they should have they had a very big missed opportunity from not having him turning into the Dragon Suplex and call it the Master Drop. I'm just saying, it's
that would have been cool. Yeah,
it's
what do
money.
Still do the Master Lock, but when the guy goes out, do the Dragon Suplex type of thing.
That'd be a heel as fuck, dude. Shit.
Yeah.
It's like, you ain't escaping. I'm gonna fucking drill you.
You guys
Master Drop.
Before I have Chris give his thoughts, do you guys remember in the video game when he was in it, he had the Master Lock as his finish, but there was also like a full Nelson Slam that he had, but he never did it in real life type of thing. Like they always gave him like the full Nelson Slam in the video
game. Well, I mean, it's like Dupree bomb, which he never did in real life. I don't think he ever had a finisher in his entire career, but yeah, fucking full Nelson Slam for Mr. Masters there.
But anyhow, Chris, what did you think of this match between Chris? Well, what did you get? Did you give a star rating yet, James?
Yeah, I did 2.5.
What did you think of this match, Chris?
I give it 2 stars. I felt like Val looked really fucking good here.
Yeah,
but I felt like the finish was like, like he shoves him off the fucking ropes. They do the fake concussion thing, and then he puts on the mask lock and he wins. I'm like, so you're gonna tell me Val Venus, who hasn't been fucking relevant since the 90s, is beating the shit out of Chris Masters, this jacked up fucking juice head.
That's fair, yeah.
And Masters has to struggle to fucking beat him.
Well, to be fair, Chris, he did attack him before the match started, so
he did attack him, but at the same time, I see people get fucking attacked from behind, and it does nothing.
I feel like too, Chris, this has like your least favorite finish in the world, where like the guy gets dominated the whole match, he hits one move and wins. I know you hate that finish.
I fucking hate that.
It is a pretty bad fucking finish.
Everyone should fucking burn to hell who does that.
It's almost like they didn't have faith in Chris Masters as a wrestler because he was too green. Which begs
by the way,
that's the reason he's fighting in the first place, is because he was on steroids.
Yeah.
I did make an error. It's actually 2.25 stars. I don't know why I read 2.5 on my notes, but it's actually 2.25 stars. So that was an error.
Oh, that's all the difference. All the difference.
Oh, you fucked up.
Because James is probably thinking to himself, why is he giving this match 2.5 stars? It wasn't that good. And then he's like, oh, now it makes sense. So
you done fucked up now.
That happens sometimes, though. That does happen.
I'll just rate it 1 3/4 just to make it even. Why not?
Yeah, but now I've already fixed it. Nah, well,
I'm changing my rating. I'm changing my rating. Fuck you.
To 1 3/4 stars.
Yeah. That way it's an even 2 stars when you do the math.
Okay.
Oh, now we're changing ratings. I give mine a 1 now.
No,
it's uneven again.
The rating's fucked.
How can it? Wait a minute. How can you change?
I give this 5 stars.
How can you change a rating though? I just read it wrong in my notes. That happens sometimes.
I don't know.
You done fucked up now.
This show's a fucking disaster.
It's been a fucking disaster from the beginning.
Yeah. Since before the beginning. So.
I blame Xfinity. Anyway.
Next, Triple H is backstage, and this is where Chris talks about how he has that. I don't know. Did you get that? That made it into this retro, right? Where Triple H has the look that he has. That didn't make it in. Yeah,
I hope so. Yeah.
Wait. Triple H had the look that he has. Probably not. If it was during the time I was off.
So I'll say it again. So Triple H has the full blown fucking "Let me kill Mister" fucking.
Oh yeah, that I believe. Look. Yeah, we did.
Okay.
Yeah.
Full
on handlebar mustache. Yeah, we talked about.
Ric Flair comes up to him backstage, and they're doing a contract signing for the Hell in a Cell match, and Ric Flair tells Triple H, no matter what, make sure Batista signs that contract tonight. Like he wasn't gonna sign the contract. It didn't even make any sense, but I guess
make
they just wanted
sure
to get
he fucking signs that contract.
I guess they just wanted to get Ric Flair on the show somehow. So they shake hands, and Triple H walks to go to the segment. I want to have you guys give your thoughts on it because it's very quick. You can give your thoughts on it after I break down the contract signing, but I'll start breaking down the contract signing right now. So we have the Hell in a Cell contract signing. The reason for this is this was obviously Triple H and Batista finishing their feud, and they had feuded for the World Heavyweight Championship. Batista beat Triple H for it at WrestleMania 21, and then Triple H lost the rematch, and Triple H went into a little bit of a slump afterwards where he was in the Gold Rush World Title Tournament, and he lost the match in the first round. And I remember Batista came up, and he made fun of him for it too, which was awesome. I remember in the video package when they show the Vengeance thing, Batista's like, you had your chance to get your rematch in the first, and you lost in the first round. Batista has this awesome look on his face when he says it too. It's hilarious.
That's great. Yeah.
And Triple H is just so speechless. He quit Raw. Ric Flair was upset with Batista about it, and Batista tells Ric Flair, I got nothing but respect for you, but I didn't make Triple H quit Raw. He quit Raw himself. And they teased Batista and Ric Flair were going to work together again. However, after Batista retained his world title against the Gold Rush winner, Triple H returned, Ric Flair double-crossed Batista, and Triple H beat the crap out of Batista, destroyed him with the sledgehammer, and Triple H challenged him to a rematch for the World Heavyweight Championship inside Hell in a Cell. Now, I am going to be real here for a second. Let's be real here, because I know we can't say this was... I will say this was good in hindsight, but let's honestly be real here. I think a lot of people were probably worried the fact that they were doing a third match, that Triple H was probably going to win the belt back. Let's be real. A lot of people, I think, were worried that was going to happen.
Yeah, probably, yeah.
No, for sure.
Especially too, with the draft, now that John Cena was on SmackDown, they were probably thinking, well, they're going to probably do something new. They're going to send Triple H to SmackDown, or try to send him to SmackDown again.
Oh, no.
And with
he
the
has
World
to work
title.
Tuesdays. No.
He got very angry when he had to work Tuesdays.
He did.
Very upset.
If you notice, by the way, he's not meant to work Tuesdays because when NXT moved to Tuesdays, his Hulk gate, but pretty much the same year as Hulk gate belt. So he's not meant to work Tuesdays.
No, you can't say that. No, you can't. No, that's fuck. No. That's horrible. Holy shit, man.
It's only hey, at least he lived, so it's not that bad. So
what do you mean?
He's alive running the company. He's doing great.
I know, but why? Why do you have to say it like that? You can't work Tuesdays. He tried and he got a heart attack. The fuck, dude?
Hey, I'm just saying the facts that were presented to me, and that's what happened. Right when NXT moved to Tuesdays, that's when his heart issues happened.
Yeah,
so
yeah. Well,
I mean, he tried to work Tuesdays, and it just wasn't happening. So
that's fair. Yeah, I don't know. It was.
But anyhow, continuing though, we had the actual segment itself. Eric Bischoff reveals. He calls out Paul Heyman again. Says that, basically he's downplaying it, but says that if Heyman tries anything, he's going to get arrested tonight. And he also announces, I think he has Triple H come out first, and he announces that no matter what happens during the draft, this match is going to happen regardless, which I did like that they added that stipulation to the match. Because they always do that anyways during the draft, but it makes sense here because this match was booked before the draft, so you obviously have to do it then. And Triple H gets on the mic. He talks about how him and Batista have gone through war together. They've been up and down the road. He talks about how Batista got lucky when he beat him for the World Heavyweight Championship, and he got lucky in the rematch. And he shows a video package just in case that the fans doubt the fact that he can win the Hell in a Cell match. And it's all the moments in Triple H inside Hell in a Cell when he's beat up everybody because they talk about how he's undefeated inside Hell in a Cell. There's this great video package where Triple H narrates it and talks about how Batista shouldn't fear the cell. He should fear Triple H and what he's capable of inside the Hell in a Cell. And Triple H is loving this and says that
he chuckles. He chuckles big time.
Yeah, and then Batista comes out.
We got Chuckle H.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So question, because he comes out here, Batista.
Mm-hmm.
Did he just get the Saliva theme?
I don't know.
Is this like the debut
right around this time?
Because
I know he had.
It wasn't WrestleMania.
No, I know for a fact it wasn't. So
it was
the only other.
Go ahead.
Go ahead, Chris.
It was somewhere around there.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I feel like it would have been here because he doesn't come out and do the, you know.
Yeah.
He just comes out and have a weird ass cut.
Yeah, but anyhow, so Batista comes out and he talks about how pretty much how he's going to go inside Hell in a Cell, and he talks about how they're both going to bleed and they're both going to go to war. And Batista tells him that he's going to have to kill him to beat him for the World Heavyweight Championship. And Triple H talks about how you're going to meet your maker at Hell in a Cell, how you're going to meet the devil, and said that you're going to have to stop me from basically you're going to have to kill me to stop me from killing you type of thing. And they both signed the contract. They hold up the world title. And I really liked this segment here. It was really good right here. Really intensified the feud. And I feel like no one talks about this when it comes to Batista, but he was really good at just becoming intense for a big match when he needed to be. Like how intense he was here. And he didn't say a lot in the segment too. Like Triple H does most of the talking like during the segment. And I thought Batista was great here.
Yeah, they both were great. They were both great here. Like this whole feud was great, like from start to finish. And I really enjoyed the blow off for sure. Like it's one of the most brutal Hell in a Cell matches. If you've never seen this, like you owe it to yourself to see it once. If you're a wrestling fan, you'll love this shit, man.
I feel like I feel like I definitely need to go back. I haven't seen it in years, so I feel like that's definitely something I have to go back and rewatch. But yeah, Chris, what did you think of the segment contract signing between Batista and Triple H?
I thought it was great. I especially love the part where Batista's about to strip, and then they go, no, please don't attack each other.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that was really good.
I did his button, and then Eric Bischoff was like, "All right, stop it."
Yeah,
stop it. Yeah. Daddy Bischoff here don't like when you disobey him.
Obviously, in the Cell match, Batista would go on to win the match in the feud, and he would take the title over to SmackDown. This is when they were going to do that like tournament or whatever to crown the new champion. I remember there's that segment where like Teddy Long has the thing that where the SmackDown belt was supposed to be in, and Teddy Long was just like, I just realized we don't need a world title. We don't need another world title because I drafted Batista. And I remember that segment's class because you could clearly tell that there's not a title belt in that bag that Teddy Long's holding all that time. So
yeah, and everybody was like thinking, what was in the bag? Like, people thought there was actually something in the bag. Guys, it was a fucking rib the whole time. It was a rib.
It was.
And kayfabe, though, if you think about it. So did Teddy Long have someone go and make a title and then just say, like, you know what? We don't need that belt anymore. I am just going to draft Batista. Like, he just basically had the company.
I doubt Penny Pinch Teddy Long was fucking making belts just for scrap it.
He just didn't want Justin Hawk Bradshaw having it.
So was he just taking the piss and just had everyone fight just to find out they weren't even winning the world championship? Like, that's hilarious. That's awesome.
Yes, all the time. Yes.
I will always refer to him as Justin Hawk Bradshaw.
I don't blame you. But next, we had a 6-person mixed tag team match. It was the Hot Throbs and Victoria versus the Hurricane, Rosie, and Chrissy Hemme with Stacy Keibler inside.
What a
Hall of Famer Stacy Keibler, by the way, Chris, right here.
Yeah, and all the fans cared about was their stupid fucking ring entrance. They cared about. They didn't give a fuck about the Hurricane. They didn't give a fuck about Rosie. They barely even cared about Christy Hemme. All they cared about was Stacy Keibler entering the fucking ring. That's what got the bigger pop out of all of them.
Oh, yeah.
I'm shocked she's still here. I thought she was written off TV because of the RKO by Orton.
Me too.
I thought,
Yeah,
I was like, this is the second
longer.
time now. This is the second time we've seen her after that point where she's still here. And I'm like, wait, what?
I think she's in the company for a few more months at this point.
And then she checks out, right? Okay.
Going through the reason for this match was because the Hurricane and Rosie were the World Tag Team Champions at the time, and they just retained their titles against.
He's no longer the shit.
Against the Hot Throbs. The week before this, Victoria and Christy Hemme competed in a swimsuit competition, and Christy Hemme won the swimsuit competition, and Victoria was mad about it, so it led to a feud. And I liked it too because
heel is the week before this.
Yeah. What I like about
way
this
to turn heel. You beat me in a swimsuit competition, so I big angry.
I know you guys are gonna
if I lost in a swimsuit competition.
And I know you guys are gonna say they wouldn't do this nowadays.
Oh, they've done
Actually, yeah, don't forget 3 years ago, Lacey Evans got turned heel on Naomi because she lost to like a karaoke competition or something like that. Don't forget that happened.
Oh, a karaoke.
Oh, no, it did happen.
God.
Was it karaoke?
Oh, God.
Wasn't
It was like a dance off. What the fuck it was?
Yeah, I remember too because it was the Performance Center crowd too, so there wasn't even a real crowd. They did the freaking competition.
I think they did it in front of no one. Not even.
That's when they brought the piece. I think that's when they brought the PC recruits to be the crowd. So that's why they would have done that segment.
Could have been, yeah.
Yeah, probably.
Because it doesn't make sense to do that segment with nobody there. I don't know how you would win that segment. No, maybe it was nobody because I'm pretty sure that's when Jay's the judge and he picks Naomi to win.
Jesus.
He does, yeah.
Believe it or not, James, that's the same year Jay challenges for the Universal Championship too. That just shows you.
Yeah.
I think
the Universal Championship.
That just goes to show the pandemic wrestling was cursed.
Mm-hmm. But anyhow, going through, I liked in the commentary, Jerry the Kim Lawler consistently blamed himself about why that he basically caused this feud to happen because he said he might have misheard the crowd when when they were voting. So I liked how Jerry Lawler said this. Like, he basically started this feud by accident. I thought that was hilarious.
Sorry, guys, I started this feud by accident. My horny levels were too high.
dude, it was unbelievable. I was too hard, and I couldn't set aside my horny levels. I picked the one that I liked over the one people liked. What the fuck is this?
So he essentially caused Victoria to turn heel. Like that's how
because the levels were off. He was turned on by Christy Hemme.
Christy Hemme was nice. She was nice to look at. I won't lie. I'd prefer Victoria though. I would. This is me.
Me too.
Just because, MILF energy,
Maybe not nowadays, because she's like 60 nowadays, but
60? The fuck?
I read her Wikipedia, she's like 60 now.
Dude,
she's like in her 40s.
What are you talking about, dude?
Maybe I looked up the wrong Victoria.
I think you did. She's not in her 60s.
She's 52.
Oh, 52?
She's 52, bro.
Where did I reach it with 60? I wonder if maybe Wikipedia changed it.
That's so
Christ. Ageism over here.
Holy shit, my stomach hurts. No, dude. No, that's so fucked.
Let's go through the match. So I had known the Hot Bobs were a thing. I forgot they were a thing, but I've never heard their theme music before. Boy, that theme music was the most generic theme music.
They were trying to hump Victoria the whole way down the ring.
It was so weird. Like
it was like they tried to do the Eminem
pushing
gimmick.
him off.
You know what it was? It was like they tried to do the Eminem gimmick, but it's like totally not as cool, and it looks super like.
At least they weren't the dicks.
But anyhow,
yeah, that's true. No,
fucking.
But before you go, right? So my comparison, right? It's like they tried to be Eminem, except the difference is Eminem were actually like cool, pretty boys, if that's
and
even
good
a
wrestlers
thing, and good wrestlers. Heartthrobs were bad wrestlers, number one, right? But gimmick wise,
funky as fuck,
dude. Can we just call? There's no other way to say it, so I'm gonna just say it. I mean, the show's off the rails as it is anyway. Am I the only one that gets like some twink vibes energy out of this shit?
Yep.
Yeah.
Like some real like gay vibes. Like not only do they want to hump Victoria, but they want to fuck each other 69 style.
Yeah.
like they give me that energy, bro. Yeah, for real.
What are you up to? We gotta go get milk.
I'm doing a show at the moment.
Well, how long?
Yeah, we're live. Oh my god, we're running into fucking problems all over the place. Oh, yay. Shit happens, people.
I've been interrupted twice already.
We're live, pal.
We're live. And of course, I didn't have the window open, of course, so that didn't help. All right, going through this. Yeah, so going through the match, the Heartthrobs dominate the Hurricane basically the whole match. They never really get anything. He never really gets anything in or anything like that. And this is kind of like a weird version of the Hurricane's career because like he's like half Gregory Helms, half Hurricane attire
he's
here.
topless now.
Yeah. Eventually, Christy Hemme gets the hot tag and just beats up Victoria the rest of the match. And the ref just calls for the bell. He just loses control of the match.
Dude, calls for the bell because she basically got disqualified for kicking too much ass.
Mm-hmm.
I hate this finish. I hate that finish. It's such a fucking shitty finish. It furthers the angle or whatever, but it's like, dude, what are we doing here?
And then there's this bit where like
wrong though.
Yeah, true. That is true.
Then there's this bit back. They do this bit where like she tackles Victoria to the floor, and she's like bouncing her head off like the ramp. And Jerry the Kid Lawler and Jim Ross have to act like this is devastating, but it doesn't even look that devastating when you actually watch it.
It's devastating. Like, I don't know what you're talking about, Owen. It's pretty devastating if you look at it again, buddy.
Oh, it's extremely devastating.
Super devastating.
I was super scared.
Super terrified. Yeah, but very, very, very light touches to the ramp with her head slightly touching it.
Let go of
yeah,
me.
but this,
as they always did too.
This match was not.
Let go of me.
Yeah, this match was not. This match was not good. I gave it like 1 3/4 stars. It was just a waste of time.
Why you gotta fucking fuck over my boy Rosie like this, man? Like, he deserved better.
He didn't even get tagged into.
He didn't even get tagged into the match. He's just standing on the apron, not doing a fucking thing. Dude, the Heartthrobs got more. The Heartthrobs got more in-ring time than him.
Because he's the shit.
He's not that. They treated him like shit.
He was the shit. He even wore it on his fucking t-shirt.
Oh my god, dude! I was so annoyed. Like, give my boy Rosie some love.
What did you think of this match overall, James? And your star rating for this?
1 star. Nothing. Move on.
What about you, Chris? What did you think of this barn burner right here?
This barn burner. Okay. I give it. This is a classic. This is a Matt classic here. I give it like 10 stars. It broke the scale.
Yeah, right. Sure.
Why not?
My actual rating? -2.
-2?
Whoa.
It's so terrible. Actually, I give it a 0 stars.
Did you say terrible?
Christy got her heat back.
Did you say terrible? Like Canadian
terrible.
style? It's terrible.
I like too.
Terrible.
I like too. They quickly move on from this segment right after. Like everybody runs backstage. Like you even see like Stacy Keeper like runs back. Like everyone just takes off.
Everybody runs. They're like, ah!
She had her fucking her speed shoes on.
It was just so bad. What did you even do this for? This was wasted everyone's time.
What was the fucking point of this segment anyway? To discriminate against
Rosie
fucking
didn't get in
redheads?
the match.
Like, what was the point of the
fat ass on the apron?
Yeah, fucking. That's what I hated about it. But like, here's another question. My rant about Rosie aside, my superhero in training deserved better. By the way, the shit deserved better. What the fuck was the point of this? So to discriminate against all redhead people? Like, the fuck was this? What was the end goal here? Well, yeah, she's very angry. Everybody runs away because she's fucking aggressively, lightly tapping her on the ramp.
But yeah, going through some career retrospectives, we've done Victoria, Chrissy Hemme, Stacy Keibler. The only thing new we could say about Stacy Keibler is she's a Hall of Famer now, so congratulations. The Hurricane.
That entrance says it all.
She smiled, and she let people touch her butt at Mania 18, even though it was in statue form.
I can guarantee you one thing: Mick Foley's now a liar, by the way, because he said in the Hall of when he inducted into the Hall of Fame that when Stacy Keibler was on, no one changed the channel. I guarantee you, people changed the channel during this segment.
I would have. Holy shit!
If I wanted to see that, the only thing that was more over was her doing the fucking entrance.
Yeah,
getting in the fucking ring got a bigger pop than the actual wrestlers.
She knows how to use them.
But the Hurricane, we've done a career perspective on. You can watch New Year's Revolution 2005.
No, she doesn't.
Now, James, since you're a big Rosie guy, do you want to do a quick career retrospective on Rosie? Because we haven't done a career retrospective on him.
Rosie?
Yeah, you want to do a quick career retrospective on him?
Yeah, I mean, it's sad, really, because, like, he would be in the WWE, I think, for, like, another year, and then he'd get released because they didn't see anything in him like they did with Umaga or whatever, and they...
Did you hear, too, they were gonna bring back that tag team, 3-minute warning? Like, they brought back his partner, which is Jamal, I think, but it never made it to TV because then he just got released randomly for no reason, so...
Yeah, and then he died eventually, which is just sad, man.
Failure, I think.
Yeah, like, wait, say that again, Chris.
I think it was congestive heart failure.
Yeah, it was big sad.
It was heart-related.
I actually like 3-minute warning too. Like, I thought that fucking ruled. Although the only thing I would have changed instead of Rico being a part of that, dude, it made no sense. It made no sense.
Love Rico, nice guy, but
love Rico, but what the fuck? Yeah, like Rico's cool. But, dude, what about if it was Haku in that spot?
Yeah.
Oh, that would be awesome.
Oh my god, that would have been great. Fucking dude, everybody doing the Tongan death grip into the fucking splash shit.
Because Haku is genuinely scary.
Yeah, he's fucking terrifying.
He's the toughest man in the entire wrestling world.
Dude, if Haku was in that match at Survivor Series, everybody they would have clean sweep the tables match.
Everybody dies before Lance Archer made it popular.
Yeah, exactly, because he is like the toughest man ever in wrestling.
Yeah.
Doing a quick retrospective on the Heartthrobs. They pretty much were out of the company shortly after this. I think they tried this other gimmick where like they would talk to fans and they would get like really popular, but then Vince just didn't see any money in them anymore, so he just randomly released.
Yeah, which is weird because they were doing that shit and they were getting popular and then gone.
Yeah, and then they just worked like indie shows. They showed up at like a TNA.
Impact?
Yeah, they showed up in TNA in
with Christy Hemme, right? Yeah. Yeah, and so it went from she was feuding with the Heartthrobs to Dad teaming with the Heartthrobs.
That's bizarre.
Yeah.
You gotta act like they were the best tag team in the world, too.
Yeah, like, why don't we just call them what they are, and that they are just very bisexual fucking porn stars? Like, that's their gimmick. I mean, you know.
Yeah.
It's for somebody. It's for somebody.
Very erotic gimmick.
Yes. Very erotic.
Next, Eric Bischoff is I believe, meant to be talking to a reporter because he was trying to ask him like a question, and Eric Bischoff just answered more of the same question about what he's been saying about Paul Heyman coming to Raw. He's like, Paul Heyman's a liar. He's not. He's coming here by himself.
He was so horrified of Heyman showing up.
Yeah,
so horrified.
And then he goes into his office and he runs into John Cena, who's just sitting there chilling. And you want to talk about the segment, Chris, that Eric Bischoff and John Cena have with you?
He got erect when he saw John in there because it was he tried to be his best friend, but John wanted nothing to do with him at all. He said if he wants someone to be your best friend, talk to someone else.
Mm-hmm.
Could you say that could you say that John Cena had a Limp Bizkit?
Yes.
But I liked this. Yeah. But I liked this. It was very good. It obviously set up John Cena being against the authority of Eric Bischoff. I did like how John Cena dropped the fact that like he's not gonna he's not gonna let what Eric Bischoff did to WCW happen with him and stuff. And it's kind of funny because John Cena mentioned like he was a kid when he was like a fan of WCW. Even though it's funny because he briefly did work with WCW.
Never watched WCW. He was always a WWF guy.
Was.
Yeah.
But he also did like some brief work, very brief work with WCW. So.
He did. He was in Ready to Rumble. So he's like, hey, listen, thanks for the payday, but fuck you.
Yeah.
He was a complete unknown at the time, too.
Yeah, I was the prototype.
And this is where that tag...
A man is basically what it was.
Pretty much.
This is also where that tag match gets made with Cena and Jericho versus Christian and Tomko. But that's advertised for next week's Raw.
Tamako.
Yeah.
Tamako. It's fun. I feel like that's something like Otis would say. Tobacco champs.
he said tomato champs, so yeah.
Tomato champs! I'll always be one of my favorite NXT promos ever. It's just fucking Otis going, I'm gonna fight tomato champs. You mean
you hated him
Ciampa.
You hated him before that turned.
Yes, I did. I did, and then he did a fucking worm, and then he talked, and I'm like, yeah, yeah. Yeah, because I didn't understand his gimmick at first. The first time he comes out, he just looks like he was taking a massive grumpy every time, and then he started talking. It's like, he's supposed to be retarded. I get it.
But James, what did you think of this segment here between Eric Bischoff and John Cena and stuff right here?
Yeah, it was pretty good. It was pretty good.
And then we had the it's not the SmackDown rebound where we just advertised that someone was going to go over to SmackDown where Vince talked about it. Everybody was.
Bro, they did. I did not. I thought it was just a Raw thing. I did not realize that they did it for both shows. It was like, hey, we're in competition. Anyway, here's the competition.
Exactly. It's dumb.
Yeah, and then they shows WWE Slam of the Week, which was those lollipops were like the sponsors for that.
Juicy drop pops. Those things.
Yeah.
Yes.
Still around to this day.
The lollipop guild, you know.
And it was doing
all
that
the
same.
stars are here.
Doing that same swimsuit competition when what's her name was in it? Lillian Garcia was in it. And this is when Viscera comes out and basically kidnaps her.
Yeah.
He had a Viagra and he wanted to fuck, right?
He was popping him like it was candy.
Which is why Lillian Garcia was a win announcer on this show. Instead, Justin Roberts was, which was interesting that Justin Roberts was in the company this long ago. I didn't realize how long he was in WWE for.
He was in 2002. He's just something as when I'm watching now, he's like the fill-in in 02 for Lillian.
And then I remember after this happens, like JR is trying to like break down the show, and Jerry the King Lawler keeps cutting him off, wondering what Lillian Garcia and Viscera are doing together right now.
Because he was a pervert.
You think Viscera got some love?
That's pretty much what he did. Yeah.
That he had then would not work now at all.
Oh, dude, it's so fucking weird.
I mean, they're trying to cancel for something he said way back in the day.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
like Goldust a flaming fag.
All right, so we gotta get serious now. We have a bad segment.
Dude, that's so fucked. They're trying to cancel him for that now.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Or like a year or two ago.
a year or two they tried to cancel him.
1997, he was like Jerry Lawler.
1997, people. Fuck. Cancel somebody if they're doing shit recently, bro. Fuck.
But anyhow, we have to get serious here because we have a bad segment. The worst segment of the whole show.
Be serious.
It's Kane. Kane was supposed to have a match. Let's
oh, God damn it. No.
The segment sucked. This whole feud sucked.
Yeah. So, before this, Chris and I talked about this in our New Year's Revolution 05 retro. Kane and Lita got married. We're not going to spend too much time talking about like why that happened.
I'll go here. You know what? I'll go over the breakdown. Here we go. It's easy. Here we go.
You know what? You break down this whole thing.
All right. All right. Here it goes. So, for those who don't know what happened, I'm gonna give you a rundown because it's still stupid, and I will bring up how stupid every time. So, listen. Kane, he big evil man, right? And he is big evil man after he gets the mask taken off because for some reason, when he thought he was disfigured, even though he was a perfectly normal looking dude, and he looked like Isaac Yankem bald. I don't know how that happened.
And he had soot on his face.
Yeah, he had weird ass shit on his face. So
scared Chris for a year.
Scared Chris for a year, but that's beside the point. But then he started getting less scary as time went on because he got beat by Taker, right? But then he kept losing. He lost the edge last year when he was a babyface, and that didn't really work out. And yeah, he was just like losing and a lot of things. And then all of a sudden, he rapes Lita.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
literally.
That's the thing. He rapes Lita. All of a sudden, out of nowhere, he puts a demon child inside Lita. Yeah, that's a storyline. That's a thing. And him and Matt Hardy feuded over this. And then Matt Hardy got injured. So it couldn't happen anymore. So what was their backup plan to change fucking course? Well, somehow, Kane is the sympathetic babyface because Lita got a miscarriage after being dropped by Snitsky. And now, all of a sudden, he is a babyface because his demon child that he put inside fucking Lita, right, is dead, and Snitsky punted a baby, and then Kane did a weird-ass choke slam to Snitsky up the stage, which is admittedly the coolest thing about that whole feud. And then Lita and Kane are a happy couple out of nowhere. Hold on. Still able to reconnect. Hey, reconnection successful. Anyway, okay, it didn't fucking happen again, thank God. So, yeah, as I was saying, fucking, that happens, and then he's a sympathetic babyface even more, but then this shit happens. So he comes down to the ring. Kane's coming down to the ring. Very sad. Very angry.
He was supposed to have a match.
Because his woman that had his child that also died, the child died, which he raped, by the way.
Mm-hmm. Let's also not forget
which they don't even bring up, by the way, after the miscarriage. They don't even bring any of that shit up. He's just, man, he was a good guy. I don't know what you're talking about. It never happened.
He's good guy Kane.
He's good guy Kane. Even though he fucking...
He's no such thing. Good guy Kane. Yay!
He's good guy Kane who legitimately sexually assaulted a woman.
Mm-hmm.
Yay, good guy Kane.
Like, and he's good guy Kane, and then they're like, I don't know what you're talking about. He's very sad because he lost a woman that he
forced into a fucking relationship with him.
Yeah. And then Lita is, cucking Kane on the Titantron.
What it up?
In the bathroom, for whatever reason in the bathroom, by the way. Because
that's why.
And then Lita shows the wedding ring and it flushes it down the toilet. And Kane is he looks like he's about to cry in the ring.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
he's heartbroken.
This shit is so fucked. Mm-hmm. What is this? Who is this for?
It gets worse with this segment too. You didn't even break down the segment yet.
No, I did.
That's not the segment. That's not the segment. That was last week.
Oh, that was last week. Okay, so what happens this week?
So Edge comes out and says that he's not going to be Kane's opponent. He's going to be his opponent at Vengeance, though, and says that he's going to beat him up.
And then cucks him while he's on the ramp. And
then they make out for a really long period of time, which is really uncomfortable.
Dude,
this is just really... This was really bad.
Why? What the fuck was Vince on, man?
This ruined Kane.
Fuck angles.
This ruined Kane forever. By the way, Kane never recovered from this until he put the mask back on.
No shit. And even then, like they put him up with fucking Big Show, and they had him team with Big Show. The damage was done by that point.
Yeah,
it was fine. It was a fine tag team.
Yeah, but the problem is, like, you have to forget that this dude woman a year prior, months prior, before they teamed.
Yeah, so this was just...
Like, it's so...
Because the Sex Pest stole his wife from him.
I swear to God. Yeah, but he's the good guy?
Yeah, this is bad.
Yeah, good guy Kane. Yeah.
Good guy.
He's not.
We're meant to feel sympathetic for Kane. Yeah.
No! He's an asshole, too!
Kane, he had his wife stolen, even though he raped her. Yay!
Fucking poor dude! How? Honestly, it's a good thing they got rid of Kane, because I always wondered why Kane was never involved in that angle after Matt came back. I think I know why, because it would have just been weird now. It just would have been
good guys. One good guy who comes back from a knee injury, and then one good guy who stole his wife and raped her and put a baby in her.
Mm-hmm.
No.
Good guy King.
No.
Yeah, this is terrible.
No.
Bad segment.
Very odd.
Next, they do some ECW one night stand promotion. The rest of the show rules at this point.
Yeah.
They it shows that, like, they tell you that, like, there's been posters and flyers hunt around New York and all that type of stuff, and they say that Paul Heyman did that stuff because Eric Bischoff didn't want to advertise it and stuff, so Heyman
randomly in Times Square doing like a fucking side scroll. You go ECW one night stand. I love that.
Yeah, and it shows a video package for Sabu. It shows a video package for Sabu, who everyone it's been a while since you've seen him, so it's good that they showed a video package for him.
He's homicidal and death-defying and suicidal, you know.
Then we had the main event match of the show. It was an ECW rules match with Jonathan Coachman on commentary. It was Chris Benoit versus Gene Snitsky. One funny thing when Coachman comes out is he yells at Justin Roberts to introduce him, because Justin Roberts doesn't introduce him for a bit, so he has to, like, yell at him. Like, obviously this was kayfabe, but it was still funny.
It was real life.
This match was good. This match was good. Chris, this might be the best Snitsky match I've ever seen in my life.
That's saying something, because Snitsky is a Hall of Fame level talent.
Yeah. Chris Benoit.
No way.
Chris Benoit dominates the beginning portions of this matchup. He clotheslined Snitsky out of the ring. By the way, the reason this match was happening was, again, Chris Benoit was being an ECW defender. Why Snitsky was brought into this is because he is. But he cost Chris Benoit a tables match with Edge the previous week, so Chris Benoit wanted something done about it, so he got this match right here. Chris Benoit beat... Huh?
I'm surprised that him being Gene Snitsky, he never wore jeans.
No, he never did. No, he did it. He did it.
Gene Snitsky.
No, instead he wanted the fuck feet.
He did an Impact, actually. He wore
God
Impact.
Damn! Vince just really was perverted around this time, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was.
Like, I'm just realizing that now, because it's just like, fucking, that whole thing with Kane happens. Snitsky wants to fuck feet. Like,
he wanted to fuck his own daughter.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, he really was. And but yeah, so Chris Benoit dominates the beginning portions. He hits Snitsky with a trash can lid and just destroys him with it. He throws him into the steps. He grabs up 2 trash cans and he leans them up against he wedges them in between the turnbuckles. This ends up being his undoing. Snitsky takes his head off with a clothesline, and he Irish whips him hard into both corners with the trash can lid there. That was cool. And then there's a table set up. Chris Benoit mounts a comeback. He hits like several German suplexes in a row right on the Snitsky. That was really cool. Really good German suplexes right there. And then he goes for the diving headbutt, but Snitsky crotches him on the turnbuckle.
His poor balls.
He hits him off the head again with a trash can. And then Snitsky, Chris Benoit is down. He's laid out. And who comes out from the crowd? None other than the Dudley Boys. And the Dudley Boys hit a 3D onto Snitsky through the table.
Dude, what a pop the Dudley Boys got here.
Huge. Mega.
Yeah. Because they were away for a while, right? They
literally were gone. They were fired legitimately. Like, they came...
Not fired, their contracts elapsed.
Yeah. So, their contract lapsed or whatever. Like, they didn't resign or they were fired, whatever the case was. They weren't under contract. They did a per-appearance deal with these guys just to do this angle, cool. Which I thought was cool.
But they take off to the crowd.
Because they left WWE, like, literally that Sunday.
Yeah.
It was done until 18, 17, when the fuck it was when they came back, 16?
2015.
I only remember because I remember how badly they bungled the bag with the Dudley Boys' return.
Yeah. But yeah, going through it, so the Dudleys the Dudleys get chased by security and coachman. They take off through the crowd. And they goes to break. And I was originally going to come on here and be like, great. So they did an ECW rules match, and they didn't have the finish. But they did have a finish. During the commercial break, Chris Benoit hit a diving headbutt onto Snitsky, and that got him the win. So at least they finished the match. I would have liked it if the match had finished like on TV. I don't know why they did it.
I actually like that they did it this way because it felt more chaotic, though.
It did, but it was really random.
It was just random.
Yeah, they never do it like this.
They never have done it since.
Yeah, they never do it at all.
Yeah, the only reason I would be okay with it is they had like the WWE app back then when they would like that's when you do that type of stuff. Vince never did it when they had the WWE app and they were showing matches during the commercial.
The only other time I've seen this done, like live, is I remember in 2010, it was a TNA match, and it involved Jeff Jarrett somehow. I remember, and I tuned in and I'm watching this match. They come back from commercial break, and Jarrett somehow won.
Yeah.
They never show a replay of how he won.
Jarrett won.
No, he just won. I'm like, what?
There was another instance where this happened. It's a random one where Rusev squashed Sin Cara during like the commercial break when they were doing stuff like doing the WWE app. That's the only other time that happened. This was obviously when Rusev was like obviously first in the company and all that type of stuff. So.
So the way to get him over was, he dominated. He looked good, but nobody saw it.
I didn't see it.
The app.
They showed the replay anyway. So what you need the app for? They're to show you a replay.
Well, at least they showed the replay. At least it wasn't TNA where they didn't show you a replay.
Yeah. Well, the only other time I remember it happened too was Big Show fought Mark Henry in 2012 that went to. That match ended doing a commercial, but I think Henry was legitimately injured, so that's why that match ended doing.
Now hold on. I gotta play your stereotypical like deathmatch head. Hold on a second. Incorrect. I believe that CCW and IWA Mid-South are much more violent than ECW ever was. I'll have you know.
Those glasses don't even look weird. They look like they're like photoshopped onto you. Like
they really do.
Yeah.
But anyhow, what do you guys think? I thought this match was still good, though. I give it like 3 stars. I thought it was the Dudley Boys running was cool, and I thought it was good. I thought Benoit looked good here, and I thought he got a good match out of Snitsky. We'll start with Chris this time because he hasn't started in a while. What did you think of this match?
I thought this match was solid. I would have preferred to finish on television, per se, but at least they went back and replayed it and showed that Chris had won during the break. Which it was okay.
It's easily the best match of the whole show, but that's faint praise.
I know because the whole show was like, it's a great show in promos only.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then the wrestling sucked.
Yeah. Well, it doesn't suck. It's just not long and stuff. Would you give this match as a star rating, Chris?
I give it a 3.
What about you, James? What would you give this?
Snitsky match, though.
Yeah,
it is.
It was easily the best Gene Snitsky match ever.
What did you think, James?
Yeah, I'm with you guys. I mean, it's easily a 3-star. But yeah, this is easily the best. Actually, no, I'd say 3.5 because they actually did some good shit here.
Okay.
But it's kind of hard not to when you're doing an ECW Extreme Rules match. But
exactly. Now, James, I know you're a big ECW guy, so I'm going to let you kind of cover the rest of the show because it's ECW. I did have to give you the Kane segment to cover, so I feel like I gotta throw you a bone here. Do you want to cover the rest of the show?
I got you. So, basically, afterwards, Jonathan Coachman is trying to hunt down the Dudley Boys and Paul Heyman. And so, the cops do find them in the backstage eventually, and Coach is like, arrest them! Arrest them! And then Heyman is... I can't even do the segment justice, but, like, Heyman said... he makes it feel so real. Like, in this segment.
This is the first time you see Heyman all night, too, by the way.
Yeah. First time you see Heyman, and he's like... Oh, of course now, when ECW shows up, after we got the invitation to show up, now all of a sudden it's a problem, now you're going to arrest us.
They had the handcuffs on them and stuff, too.
Yeah, and this is at this point, they had the handcuffs on them after they're trying to arrest him. And then he said... And then he basically lays the challenge. He fucking, he carnies him to let him go. And Coachman said, he's like... So Bischoff's afraid of the little engine that could, the little bingo hall promotion ECW. If he really thinks that Raw and all of WWE is that much better than ECW, why doesn't he prove it? Why not let us answer the challenge like he demanded? Like he asked for us to come in. And Jonathan Coachman making the decision for Bischoff, he's like... You know what? Knowing Bischoff like I know Bischoff, that's fine. He's not going to have a single problem coming out there. That's fine. So, he lets him go, and then I believe we go to a commercial break, and the Bischoff and Coachman come back out, and Bischoff says, well, Heyman, you actually lived up to your word. I'm actually surprised. You actually showed up!
And Bischoff comes out, by the way, too, with Edge, Tyson Tonko, and Christian, too.
Yeah, Tyson Tonko, Christian, Edge. No Christian. Oh,
No, Christian was there.
Oh, no, Christian was there. Okay. So, of course, yeah, E and C. Why not, So, yeah. So, that was happening. And then, ECW shown to walk there, right?
Mm-hmm.
Lawler thinks that they're leaving. It looks like they're leaving the arena, but they weren't. So they're making their way into the arena. Dudley Boys and Heyman in tow. And, then they go in, and Heyman cuts an impassioned promo about ECW, and he eventually ends it off with, just to let you know, Mr. Bischoff, it's not about me. You keep trying to make this about me. It wasn't about me. This is about ECW. This is about the legacy that this company represents. And the one thing you need to know about ECW is that ECW never backs down from a fight. Right? And then Bischoff says, well, Heyman, maybe ECW will back down after they see this. Smug smile and all. The Raw Crusaders are coming out. And all the stars are here, including Gene Snitsky is back out. So, yeah, everybody's here. And then they go into the ringside area, like towards the crowd, the arena. And then, as Heyman's in position, he gives us a cheeky little grin, and he said, I don't think you understood what I said, Bischoff. ECW never backs down from anybody! ECW music plays, out comes the entire ECW fucking crew. Crusaders, I guess you could say. Fucking Tommy Dreamer, Sandman, fucking Balls Mahoney. Holy shit, everybody's just coming out. God damn, like, everybody I was happy to see except fucking Ian Rotten. Fuck that cunt.
That's who that was.
Yeah, it was Ian Rotten. I could not believe he was on the show after all the shit that came out about him even then. But, hey, I don't know, whatever. Internet wasn't as much of a thing back then. So, yeah, they're coming down, though. And then they're all getting ready, and the battle lines are drawn. And then as the ECW music is going on, fucking Heyman says, "Oh, Mr. Bischoff, maybe you didn't hear me the first 2 times. In ECW, we never back down from a fight. And a fight we got," says JR, and they just start fucking slugging it out. I'm like, oh my god, what a fucking segment this was, man. S-tier segment here. They're just fucking beating the shit out of each other. Like, full on. We get full on. Boz Mahoney, to end this segment, just hits a wicked chair shot on somebody. I don't even remember who, but he just does this thing.
I want to say one thing. Maven dead. Maven got
yeah, okay, so it was Maven. I thought it was Maven, yeah.
No,
Maven,
not this.
Maven got fucked.
he took everyone's finish, like, in this segment. Like, he got destroyed.
That's the only thing he was good for. Like, it was that and the drop kick. Those were his 2 moves, selling and drop kick.
Yeah, but this segment was awesome. We've covered this before at One Night Stand 05. Like, it's so cool that they did this invasion storyline, and because Vince was booking this, booked himself, the WWE as the heels and the ECW invading force as the baby faces. It ruled so much, and it really worked. Yeah, I love this segment. Again, I don't want to talk. We talked about, if you want to watch what we kind of thought about, like, this storyline of itself, and like One Night Stand 05. We did a retro for it a while back. It's
which then led to the ECW fantasy booking I did, which was, I still think was cool, but you know.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, Chris, what did you think of this segment overall?
I thought the segment was fantastic. I thought it was great. I loved it. I just love how at the end too, they have the ECW sign up there on the top rope. Like, that was cool. I liked it all. I liked this entire segment. I liked the Dudleys and Paul Heyman coming to the crowd after the King thought he was leaving.
Yeah,
and he kept talking them, saying like, "Oh, see, they're leaving. They're going to the exit." And then once they come out to the crowd, they're fucking shocked.
Yeah,
like,
yeah. If there was one thing that I would have added to the fucking ECW One Night Stand 05 card, now like looking at it retrospectively now, you could definitely have your ECW tribute. I really think you would have done awesome if you had Jerry Lawler fight somebody on that show, because goddamn, he, like, no joke, like, Jerry Lawler was the best heel for, like, a small window of ECW. Boy, did he make the time when he was over there, man. Like, I would have loved to have seen, like, Jerry, like, for example, like, like, if Rhino couldn't make it that day, like, Jerry Lawler as his replacement or something versus Sabu would have fucking ruled. Would have ruled, dude. Like, those two would have had a fucking Donnybrook.
Because Jerry Lawler does a callback to the fact that he was in ECW, like, on commentary. He talked about it.
Yeah, it really would have worked. I think if anybody was to get over the
I like to see with Taz too.
Yeah. If Taz was healthy enough and he was able to, like, wrestle fully, I would have loved to seen him and Taz as well.
Yeah, but this
they had that little fucking squash in the at 06, but like. That's just because Taz couldn't fucking wrestle anymore, and he only could do the fucking Taz mission at that point.
Yeah. I was very sad that, like, we never got, like, a proper Taz run in WWE, because you know what's fucked up too? In 2001, you could actually tell they actually had plans for him at that point.
Oh finally. Yeah.
And it sucked that the injury came at the time it happened.
Yeah,
he was way too banged up. Again, that's like just from him wrestling that style.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, that's the end of the show. We're gonna do letter grades. I'm gonna start just to kind of see. So this show was very close to being a B plus, as I told you guys off the air. Like, great show here. However, the Kane segment went it down to a B. That segment just sucked so much.
It did. It was one of the worst segments of all time. Yeah. We had one of the best segments of all time. Actually, 2 of the best.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, this drags it down to a B. Like, it can't be anything more than that.
It's a B.
Yeah, the only other thing that's really bad on this show is that 6-person mixed tag match.
But at
it's
least
not
it furthered the story, though. Like, that's the thing. Like, I mean, the way they did it was not great, but at least it was furthering something, and it wasn't a terrible angle. You know?
And so that's basically it. I think for everybody that's on the main event angle, we've done a career retrospective for. I think the only one we haven't done is the one I didn't know was Ian Rotten. I don't know if that's even know.
Yeah, the less said about.
Yeah,
I'm not talking about his career retrospective.
Very troubled history. Ended up passing away a few years ago.
Yes, I will say. Even though he's passed away, and I'm sure his family was devastated when it happened. Still a fucking asshole.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, probably worse than New Jack as far as, like, injuring people in the business. Because at least, like, New Jack, he was a psychopath, but he had his reasons. Like, and some of them being legitimate. Like, there was no excuse.
New Jack was just fucking insane.
Yeah. New Jack was full on insane.
Wouldn't want to bring him in.
But, like, I love how they bring Ian Rotten when he did worse shit and a lot more scummier shit than New Jack ever did.
Yeah.
That still shocks me to this day. That Ian Rotten has been there, but New Jack hasn't.
That's true.
Like, that is crazy to me. I will say, just as a shout, because I do remember they had one more tribute show that wasn't on WWE, and it was in TNA. My favorite segment of all time will forever be fucking New Jack and Mufasa with SoCal Val, and he just looks at SoCal Val with a straight face. He goes, they're trying to, like, they're intimidating JB and SoCal, and he looks at SoCal and is like, you know what they say when they go black, don't you? And she's like, no, what do they say? Once you go black, you get bad credit. Holy fuck, New Jack, alright? Jesus Christ. And so Mufasa takes away SoCal, and then he wraps his arm around JB, and he's like, I guess it's just you and me now. And then JB's like, so what does that mean for us? And New Jack goes, that means you my bitch. And then JB reiterates, I'm your bitch, you my bitch. And he walks off with JB to fuck him in the ass. Like, holy shit. What the fuck, man?
So let's end this very, probably is the worst retro we've ever done. And this time it's not even our fault that it's the worst.
No, it's fucking Xfinity, yeah.
At least we got
one.
And a timely manner, too.
Yeah, we did get it done, yeah.
So there is one comment that I'm going to read, though, just because it is funny and we never read it. Zero said he wants Xfinity versus James at WrestleMania.
Yeah,
so.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I put it this way. I am going to call Xfinity because this has happened way more often than I'd like to even admit, and I'm going to tell them.
Yeah.
Something either you're doing this and you're doing a reset of the network, or somebody's DDoSing me, which I highly doubt with my level of fame. So just which isn't much to begin with. So you guys need to let me know when your guys are doing this, because
who would fight?
I don't.
Who would you fight at WrestleMania? It's a
connection issue, honestly, because that happened to me.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's definitely not just a me issue. That this is happening to you too.
Yeah, it's happened. We're having issues with our Wi-Fi from our extender and from the outside cable coming in.
Okay, so it's not just me then, if that's the case.
No, we've had this problem within the last year or so.
Yeah, well, here's another thing too.
At least like once a month it kicks out for me.
And not even just that. For me, it's happened 5 times in the last 5 weeks. So
I would check your wires and stuff
right, but
because it might be coming from outside.
Right. Either way, that which I definitely can check on my own, but again, that's why I'm going to be calling Xfinity. But I'm not the only one with that issue then, is basically what you're
No, it happens to fucking everyone.
So, one thing I wanted to, have you ever had have you ever like called them to see what the issue was? Because like we've
my
called
parents-
every time, and they don't have like a legit answer.
Have someone come to your house,
Yeah, that's probably what we're gonna do.
because
Yeah.
they'll find the issue, whether it's your router needs to be changed or
Yeah,
it's outside
definitely.
wire from the power grid outside.
Right. Okay.
There might be a splice somewhere in there, because that's what
But
happened to us. Because we had Xfinity come like 3 times last year because our modem wasn't working.
Well, here's the thing. So the issue that I'm running into is it doesn't happen really much during the winter. It happens all the time during spring and summer, without fail, every time.
Yeah, it's probably the wire.
So it must be a wire issue,
It's
or
going to be
maybe
a
seasonal
wire issue coming from outside.
Yeah, it might be a seasonal issue too. I don't know, but yeah, it's a nightmare.
They'll know more than me. I know, because it happened to us last year at some point where it was just like we checked the modem, we got a new modem, and then it kept happening, and then we checked outside, and the wire that comes from outside into the house was like split, or it was broken, and they changed it, but it still fucking does it every now and then. Not as often though. No, this is probably like around once a month.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So so you're thinking it's not them actually resetting the modem. It's actually something. It's a problem with the outside wire more than likely. Though
It could be a problem with your modem. It could be a problem with the outside wire. But they would know something more than me. That's just from what I have experienced. It could be different for you.
Okay, yeah, fair enough. Well, either way, I'm gonna be calling Xfinity.
Definitely give them a call.
We'll try streaming again. What we're gonna be doing going forward is, going forward for every stream, I'm gonna be recording every stream that we do. If the stream goes without a hitch, I'll delete the recording. If the video does what it did today, I'm going to obviously delete the VODs after I upload the video, and then it could be up there. But that's how we'll do that going forward, and that's just with any video that we do going forward. It's just really weird because I never had this issue until just, again, it always happens during the summer for some reason, so I don't know. But,
yeah.
It is what it is. We're doing what we can.
But yeah, so let's do our plug to promotion, because I have to get off fairly soon, as you heard. So Chris, is there anything you want to plug or promote?
Nah. Watch Raw tonight. The draft is on. If you like the NBA,
Yeah.
It's on tonight. Celtics Sixers. One thing's for certain: fuck the NHL. They can suck my dick. They suck.
I did.
Horrible officiating. I don't want to get into it, but horrible officiating.
Yeah, I did hear about it.
Terrible. But anyways, just watch Raw tonight. That's the second night of the draft, as you know. Probably, if you didn't fucking know by now, this is a draft retro.
That's why this retro, yeah.
But yeah, it's the last night of the draft. Fucking enjoy it. See where people go. See if people don't go. They could be free agents. Who knows?
Yeah, they could be fucking Von Wagner as a free agent.
Randomly,
Yeah.
even though the draft's not even over yet.
But anyhow, James, is there anything you want to plug or promote?
Okay, so everybody in the description, I would say, yeah, totally, woo. But I just want to get this done and over with, because that fucking Xfinity thing just fucking ruined me. I actually have shit to promote, but listen, you will find more of that shit if you subscribe to my YouTube channel, jhebertside95, and if you go to FTW Main Hub. All right, just that's it, really. I got nothing else going on, really, and if I do, my brain's checked. So, whatever.
And then I'll just plug one thing, because I don't have time to do like a big list. Tomorrow, we're doing a live stream / pre-recording, WWE Aftershock, where we're going to cover the draft, NXT Spring Breaking, and anything else that's been going on in the news of WWE as of late. If you want to know what else is to come on this channel, just watch that video tomorrow, and I'll go over it at the end, because I'll actually have more time to do it. But that's pretty much it, guys. Thank you guys for watching. And I'm not going to say my catchphrase, because this video is really confusing. So
Yeah, it's true. I'll say the catchphrase. since this is being live streamed in the present, and you might be watching this in the past, we'll talk to you guys in the future. Bye, everyone.
We doing all the classics, you heard it, then I grabbed it. Flow like Method Man, then run like I'm Rabbit. Soon as I hear the bass line, it be my FaceTime. Music's in my veins, so just in case I'm without my iPod or a media player, I'll check my...